say. We no care what them a say. Would you bless no man curse? We no care what them a say. We no care what them a say.
Assalamu alaikum. Me no have no time for the pagans. Fixing another wine. Distance on my patience. Bless me when I plan to the game. New plans you can never start away first. I'm about to take off. I might pull up, I'm up to something. Should have put that approach precaution. Calling, it's time for me. Chosen. He puts the shine for me. And pressure the client wants. Let me know. See God's work here at every show. He hold me down good now.
This is God's work. We no care what them a say. We no care what them a say. We make the bees mash the work. We no care what them a say. We no care what them a say. This God's work. We no care what them a say. We no care what them a say. Would you bless no man curse? We no care what them a say. We no care what them a say.
Never gonna test my G's. Enemies can never test me. I trust the energy. That's all around me. You all know what. I tell my mama don't worry. I gotta go give you just everything. Don't make me feel like baby. Tell me what you feel like.
Ain't no backing down now. Gotta hold your ground now. Two sides of the story. No win, no fee, no glory. It's a waiting game now. Who don't want to game now? Trouble, trouble, trouble. We're in deep. Stubborn, 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 so stubborn. Even though it's not right. No, I gonna move in by your side. Cause you know I don't want me. Up and down so lightly. I know we were done last night, but I don't remember why we're fighting. Baby, hold me tightly, hold me tightly.
Trouble, 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 we're in deep.
Moti, jackpot, jackpot. Oh yeah, chop, jackpot, jackpot. Show my jackpot, jackpot. You go chop, jackpot, money potty. Oh yeah, bossy.
Mommy, don't cry for me. Mommy, come dance for me. Mommy, come smile to me. No, don't frown for me. Mommy, come dance for me. Mommy, don't cry for me. Mommy, come smile to me. Mommy, come dance for me. You the best, you the first. From the rest, you the vice, you the S. To the white, to the Z. Mommy, girl, yeah, you the best. To the white, to the Z. Mommy, to the Z, to the S. I saw you the best, you the nicest. The finest. What them talk? You the baddest. Yes, mommy, you the finest. Cannabis are nice, you the highest. Baby, come true, let me take you there. Mommy, let's take me there. You the best, you the first. From the rest, you the vice, you the S. To the white, to the Z. Mommy, girl, yeah, you the best. You the best.
Moti, jackpot, jackpot. Oh yeah, chop, jackpot, jackpot. Show my jackpot, jackpot. You go chop, jackpot, money potty. Oh yeah, bossy.
Wake up like 5 every morning for the sun come up. I'm kinda. Shit ain't always black and white. Sometimes you gotta find us some shining. Hit me with the clockwork orange, I dodge. That bullet still shining. Look, baby, I was on time. I ain't tryna wait more than 15 minutes. If you got a J, add 15 minutes. I was on the way, I was speeding just to get here. I stopped on the stern. If you talking about timing, wasting this should be a crime. Look, you ain't got a front, just say something. Wearing sunshades in the nighttime. You ain't gotta search for the flight time. I already seen it from the front, you was curvy. At the message and I'm operating likewise. Like Drizzle while I'm puffing on the Percy. Little dragon happened twice in my lifetime. Why you had to take it to the max when you swerving? With your clock wound up, you was perfect. Talking about timing. Wake up like 5 in the morning for the sun come. I'm trying. Shit ain't always black and white. Sometimes you gotta find it.
Python. Love where they giving me iron. Wale, color. After the room to the palace. Then make you post for my canon. Love where they boosting my iron. I too like.
Hello. Hi. First, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Darug people. The Darug mob, which goes from Windsor all the way out to Parramatta and Liverpool. It's a big mob. And I say custodians and not owners because I used to live out in an Aboriginal community and I was doing acknowledgement and I said owners. And someone came up to me after and said, we actually say custodians. And that's really important because they explained to me that custodian means carer, not owner. And I think that's pretty relevant in this time of us plummeting into some pretty chaotic climate change and everything like that, that we're carers, not owners. Anyway, thank you. I'm Jonah Hammond, and I am a resident of Mount Druitt. Thank you. And Bidwell to be exact. And I've been here for about 20 years. But I didn't start here. I'm older than 20, can you believe it? I was born somewhere in South Australia. My dad was a touring musician, so we lived on a bus for the first 2 years of my life and toured around Australia. And then my parents decided to move from the bus to an abandoned little town in the middle of remote Tasmania, right in the heart. And there, a group of people moved, a small group, a few families that grew, and what they wanted to do was something called intentional community. Okay, so intentional community is when people get together and they kind of isolate themselves away from society and they have their own rules. They still have all the normal laws, but they have extra rules, and no one really has a source of income outside of that town. Everyone works the land and the town, and everyone comes together. This might trigger some words in your head. Cult. And you know what? You wouldn't be that far off. I would say it's probably 50-50. Intentional community, cult, like right in the sweet spot there. But for me, you know, cult has a lot of negative connotations, but for me, it was the most amazing years of my life. See, this little town sat on the top of a little hill that was surrounded by the most thick, dense Australian bush that slowly turned into the most beautiful mountain range that during winter was covered in snow. So during winter, I would go up and play in the snow with my friends. And then during all the other months, we would go down the creek into the bush and would chase wallabies and chase goats and see echidnas and catch yabbies and try to catch rabbits. Everyone knew my name. Everyone knew me. There was no keys to houses. Everything was unlocked. All of the cars were unlocked. You'd often see people just jump into someone else's car and use that to go to town because they didn't have enough fuel in theirs. For me, for a 6-year-old, it was utopia. And then my parents, over that time of living in the cold, they were studying social work. And when they finished that, and we'd been there for maybe, 7 years, they decided to take their skills, what they'd learned, what they'd studied, to one of the most needy areas in Australia that they could find, and that was Mount Druitt at the time. They also took somewhat of a vow of poverty, so we grew up under the poverty line. I remember when we first got here, I was confused why everyone didn't know each other. It was such a stark difference. For the first few months, I wasn't allowed outside by myself. My parents loosened up, and see, I'd never seen violence in my life, and now I was on a regular basis surrounded by it. I remember working at McDonald's in Plumpton, and when I finished work, I was about 13. Some nights I would have to walk home, and I would get to certain areas, and I would bend down, tighten up my laces, and run as fast as I could until I got to the other side, about 500 meters at a time, and then get to the next more dangerous area and then go. It wasn't just for the stories I heard, but I'd had knives pulled on me in my life. I'd had been jumped, I had been robbed, I had been chased all through Bidwell. I'm not a fighter. I didn't know how to fight. So I came from these two, like, almost total opposite, right? I'm not saying one is worse, but I love that. I'm a mountain boy. But I think I struggled a little bit with what was true. What is the truth in life? Because I've experienced total opposites. And I was going to church. I grew up in church. And then I started getting all these questions about that. What's true about that? And eventually when I was 18, I realized, I remember the night, and I just realized it's okay for this not to be you. It's okay to have all these questions. It's okay to be not true to you. And so the next day I went into church, said, I'm leaving. I'm no longer a part of this. I'm no longer a Christian. And then from there, I just wanted to search for the truth. I went through could find every type of party in Sydney, and I went to it. Every sort of experience, every drink, every DRUG, I wanted to know what was true. And then I slowly realized that you can't, like, no one knows. No one knows. They may say they know, but they got the wrong word. They believe. And that's fine. You can believe it. You might be right, but you don't know. And this, like, hunt for the truth, and, like, nothing less than the truth I wanted. Started to bug me because I was looking around the people on social media and everything like that, and no one was telling the truth. Like, everyone, I'm not talking about opinion, right? I'm talking about what's going on in here for you. Are you okay? And so that's a lot of the time, that's what my songs are about, me telling what's going on in here and me asking you what's going on in there for you. I'm just going to pick up my guitar. I'll explain the song. I'll explain a little bit about the song. So this song's called Tell Me Something Real. And in the first verse, I really open up. I talk about my experience of suffering depression for many of my years. And then in the second verse, I'm asking you to tell me something true. Tell me how you feel. So this is Tell Me Something Real. And it's getting released in a few months. So. Never seen the sunrise like I seen in your eyes. Never felt the warmth that you feel in your life. Never tasted wine like you taste all night. Never felt the warmth that you feel in your life. You set me on fire. You set me on fire. Overthink it, pull back the trigger. Tell me how you feel, tell me something real. Like you're cold in the winter, can't afford your dinner. Tell me how you feel, tell me something real, like you don't know your father, can't forgive your mother. Tell me how you feel, tell me something real, like you spent all the rent just to drink to forget. You set me on fire. You set me on fire, yeah. Thank you. Okay, so for this hunt of truth and this me trying to tell you guys to start telling people stuff, I'm going to explain this next song. So from a young age, I, for some reason, always struggled with forgiveness. Forgiving others and forgiving myself, right? I don't know why. I remember I was like 8 years old and I heard this story of this monk who used to every morning kneel on these stone steps and ask for forgiveness, and then get up and go the next step and kneel on that and ask for forgiveness because he struggled with his guilt so much, and do that until he'd done it on every step in the monastery. And for some fucked up reason, that resonated with an 8-year-old Jonah. I don't know why. I mean, and it took a lot of work. It's taken a lot of work to get through that. But while I was in church, I wrote this poem. And I'm reading it to my friend Sam in the car for the first time. And he's like, you got to make a song in that. And it's about, there's this story where this woman, she does something wrong. And she sleeps with someone that she's not supposed to sleep with. The town lines her up on the wall and gets a stone. Everyone gets a stone to stone her to death. That's how they did it back then. And the song is about that moment and me being in the crowd and picking up a stone. Oh, sorry, I've got to finish the story. And then the guy in the Bible comes over and goes, if you haven't made a mistake, then you can stone her. If you have ever made a mistake, then you got to walk away. So the song is about me in that moment picking up the stone and throwing anyway, because that's been such a battle for me, is not throwing that stone at others and to myself. I haven't got a name for this song, but it's my sister's favourite song. So I always like to play it for her when she's in the audience. So it's called Lucy tonight. Throw your rocks, I heard a call, so I picked them up
And through them all, they walked away. I was all alone, covered in dust as she cried for home. And I said, I got somewhere to be. I said, I got someone to be. She heard me mock, I used her name, but I was just reaching out, but held on to blame. And I said, I got somewhere to be. I said, I got someone to be. If you hear my voice, let me know, 'cause I'm done with the toys. I just want a home with your skin on my skin, my face in your hair. I'm reaching out, is there someone else there? And she said, I got somewhere to be. She said, I got someone to be. She said, I got somewhere to be. She said, I got someone to be. She said, I got somewhere to be. I've got someone to be. I've got someone to be.
Thank you. I think my time's up, but I just want to thank you so much for coming out to the arts, because this is the best moment of our week, month, year to be up here. So thank you so much for giving us this moment. So thank you. Have a nice night. I'm Jonah Hammond.
Yo, 1, 2, 1, 2. Another round of applause for Jonah, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. What a start. What a start. I go by the name of Naz, a.k.a. the host with the most, a.k.a. your MC for the night. Just want to give a quick shout out to Blacktown Arts and Open Source for creating such an amazing space to be able to see all this beautiful talent, right? So me, I'm not as talented as Jonah, unfortunately, but I am here to walk you through the whole show. So I'm gonna start by saying, everybody, if you wanna go to the toilet, through those doors and on to the next one, because I do know that everybody's getting some drinks into them. So also, keep in mind while people are performing, make sure if you can hold it, make sure you stay seated for the whole flight, right? Other than that, like I said, my name is Naza. Unfortunately, I don't have a great story like Jonah, but I will tell a little story about my first time over at good old Bondi Beach, yeah? So as you can tell, I was actually born in Zimbabwe, I wasn't born here. So swimming isn't really our thing out there. We don't really have waters. We have red sand and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so my parents decided it would be a good idea one summer's day to take us all the way to Bondi, not even knowing a lick of English, yeah? All I knew was yes and no, that was it. So they decided to take us out to the beach. We went all the way to the beach. Everything was nice. I had all my little red Speedos going on, chubby little black kid running around, watching other kids. And it was amazing because you saw all these different cultures, right? So I was able just to pick up like, wow, like they're different, but we're all in this together, yeah? So I jump in the water and obviously I get my little toes wet. I'm like going back and forth. All the way up to my chest now. I'm like, okay, this is getting too far. You gotta come back to the sand. And I saw one kid, he was like flinging around his, at the time, I didn't know what it was, but now it's seaweed. So I saw him just fling this seaweed, they're chucking it at each other. I'm like, what is that? Like, we never played that game in Africa, you know? So I'm like, okay. But I'm too scared to go ask her, can I play with you guys? I'm a foreigner, I only know yes or no. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I keep playing. So I look through the water and I see something, I'm like, yeah, that's my one. I'm gonna fling that one, that's my one. So I look at it and I just pounce at it, grab it. And as soon as I pick it up and I sort of flung it out, it went across my stomach, right? And I was like, why are they not hurting? And guess what I grabbed? A blue, what's it called? See, I still struggle with it. It traumatized me. I don't want to see that thing ever again. Traumatized me. Now here I am as a little black kid, foreign kid, got a blue bottle right across my stomach. You know, like, and it's not fun. So I'm going up to my parents. I can't even explain what just happened, you know? But yeah, that's my little great story about my first time here in Australia. Other than that, a couple years later, I'm 27 now, pretty old. Older than most of you guys here. Oh yeah. But other than that, I am a director and a screenplay writer. I've got a little team of mine that we put projects together. We actually work out of open source studios, and that's how we know Ricky, and we're able to work with Blacktown Arts and all that stuff. So half of the performances you're about to see today, I've been around these guys for years. Like, we've known each other. Hi, how you doing? You doing your thing? I see you type of thing. But today is going to be a great night. A lot of performances. We got singers, we got rappers, we got some comedy. There's another funny guy coming after me. Oh, so you think I'm funny? Oh, so you think I'm funny? Nah, only my friends think I'm funny. I don't think I'm funny. But other than that, we have the first artist coming out right now. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for SPVRRROW.
Getting a good gaze over your faces. Oh, hi, honey. Yeah, my name is SPVRRROW. This is Jade. This is one of my day one homies. And yeah, we're gonna sing some songs for you, eh? And we're gonna do good. This first one, so I got a man, you know, first relationship stuff, and arguing with him and domestics, not jokes. And you know, when you're talking to them but they ain't hearing you, it's going in one ear and out the other, and you're just begging them like, please understand where I'm coming from, you know, see me. I don't want you to look through me when I'm talking to you, but you know, I'm not gonna lie, it makes you a bit shitty. And yes, that attitude, like that grit when you're arguing with him. But yeah, that's what this song is about, and I hope you resonate with it, eh? I know I'm not the only one. I'm not talking to no. How you cried on me, faith dug deep, sending with you on seashores. I'm sure you're well and able. The beginning of our fall, every socials that tried to move the fuck gonna die. My purse carries no content, got the guilt in my pocket. Talking to myself like I'm a brick wall. It's like as you don't hear down. Talking to a brick wall. It's like it don't. I know I'm not the only one. I know you're hearing my love's native tongue. I know when you're drinking, drowning, but these are these parties or clubbing. I'm on your mind, such a shame we both behind. Rather cut my wrist while and die the wait the time. I'm still sitting here blank with the pen in my hand. I'm talking to a brick wall. It's like it don't. Talking to a brick wall. It's like it don't. Like, ooh, ma, when you back that thing, I was saying you clock like, ooh, girl, don't play those games, I might swing those ways. You know I like it when you da-dong. Ooh, girl, when you back that thing, I'ma say you close like, ooh, ma, don't play those games, I might swing those ways. You know I like it when you da-dong. Talking to a big phone, like it's on your thumb. Fucking talking to a brick wall, like it down, talking to a brick wall. It's like his ears don't hear me, do. Ah, nerves breaking, eh? I'm so rude. Hi. I keep forgetting there's people behind, eh? Yeah, that was so sweet. Wow. Shout out to everyone. I want to give honor where it's due for everyone that made tonight possible, eh? Where your faces rocking up and giving me someone to serenade. And shout out to the team and Ricky for getting us all on. And in our home, you know, our stomping grounds. Yeah, and this next song, like I just love with all that I am, and it's called Robin Hood Heroes. And I listened to this shit growing up and in my home, and every memory I have is attached to it. And you know when you soul tie with something, I soul tie with the song, and I can't let it go. But yeah, it's called Robin Hood Heroes, and yeah, we're gonna fucking do this, eh? Rags to riches start to add it. Y'all know how the story goes. Run every corner and playground. There's someone who could have had it though. For one reason or another, their path went somewhere that they know are calling their name. From A grade students to class A users, what's happening with our kids today? Stomping on my life, I can't sleep anymore. Sisters work on corners, brothers keep on brawling. So just tell me how the story ends. The question is where did it all begin? Robin Hood heroes, just a page in a fairy tale, lifestyle of the ghetto day. Robin Hood heroes goes on and on, goes on and on, goes on and on. Robin Hood heroes, just a page in a fairy tale, lifestyle of the ghetto they. Robin Hood heroes goes on and on, goes on and on, goes on and on. And they get to the rich and they steal from the poor. Only meters from my door, turning street legends into urban myths. From Marsden Park all the way to Edmonton. From what I could down to let you feel. Be the one in the songs you sing, and not with trumpets instead of violins. While you ask by yourself, you can see the need and help. You took it back to the broke you, and it hurts, 'cause you could have had it though. Just a page in a fairy tale, lifestyle of the ghetto day. Robin Hood heroes goes on and on, goes on and on, goes on and on. Robin Hood heroes, just a page in a fairy tale, lifestyle of the ghetto day. Robin Hood heroes goes on and on, on and on. On and on, it goes on and on, it goes on, it goes on and on. Robin Hood heroes, just a page in a fairy tale, lifestyle of the ghetto. They Robin Hood heroes. Goes on and on. Can I get my volume up a little bit? Yeah, this last one, eh? This is my last song, by the way. Damn, 2 songs real quick, eh? I felt really rude on facing this way. Like I said, my name is Sparrow. This is Jade. This last one's called What I Said. And this song is about, like, you know, when you're getting into it with your man. I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit lippy, eh? So I'll be saying some rude shit. Don't excuse my behaviour, but... And that's about, like, that feeling you have after you be saying shit you don't mean. And, you know, you say with your chest when it's happening, eh? Like, oh, you know what I said. I said exactly what I said. And that's that remorse you have after. And that, like, that guilt, and it's that conviction, because, you know, love ain't like that. You know, love speaks gently and kindly, and, yeah, this song is about that. That's what I said, eh? Hey. Oh, I wrote it, by the way. Dates have been amongst kick-ons. I love the dawn. I love the way the sun is setting in. The pinks fill the sky. I ain't feel no other guy. My eyes are scoped up on the way. Your gaze foreplay, won't it end up? Hate you on my low days, adore you in my own craze. And it's all my responsibility, 'cause I still roll up when you do, and love upon you too. Bet you like them kisses, baby, healing on me too. Now listen, please, I need some fucking sleep. I have one thing to say, hear me out when I say to you. I know what I said to you, but fuck what I said to you. I don't know what to want, but baby, I am sure. Ain't this too egg for the girls? his hugs, I love the warmth. Dug under his left arm. I can tell this is my space. Secret, I am not giving all your arm. My eyes are scoped up on the way. Your gaze foreplay running in the hate you on my low days, adore you in my own craze. And it's all my responsibility, 'cause I still roll up when you do, and love upon you too. Bet you love them kisses, baby, healing on me too. Now listen please, I need some fucking sleep. I have one thing to say, hear me out when I say to you. I know what I said to you, but fuck what I said to you. I don't know what I want, but baby I am sure. Oh, but baby I am sure. But baby I am sure. I said baby I am sure. And even though, and even though, and even though I, and even though, and even though, and even though I know what I said to you, I know what I said to you, but fuck what I said to you. I don't know what I want, but baby I am sure. I don't know what I want. Don't know what I want, but baby I am sure, sure. Hey. Thanks guys. But yeah, I just want to give honour again where it's due. Everyone that made tonight, you know, something, especially out these ways, which I freaking love. Anybody love a trek to the city for a gig? But yeah, I hope you had the loveliest night and deuce.
Give it up for Sparrow one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect. See, I like you guys. You waited till she finished, and it's not because I told you. Yeah? All right. Up next, we've got a DJ, a lovely lady. She goes by the name of Bosco.
Hello. Hi. So, my DJ name is Basco. I don't know what Bosco came from, but that's okay. But my real name is Katibwa. And yeah, so I DJ quite often, but it's not often that like I get asked to talk about myself and my experience. They just want me to press buttons. So I'm gonna talk. But yeah, I'm from the West. I'm born and raised in Maoni, Wayland, big up, big up. My family is also from Wagga Wagga, the country, the Riverina, place of many crows. It's so different to here. So like growing up, I had like a really big contrast of like city life and country life, things like that. I'm also pretty mixed. My background is Filipino and Irish, and my dad is Ugandan. So just chaos, like complete chaos. But I grew up with like so much culture and love and food with like music specifically. Like my parents met in a nightclub, so you know, it's just destined for me to be a DJ. So there you go. But yeah, like always constantly like parties. Like my parents didn't stop partying when they had kids. Like they're like, nah, you can come. Like, they'd throw house parties and there'd be like so much music. I grew up with a lot of like coupe de car, R&B, neo soul, alt rock, OPM, old Filipino music for the Philos. Aegis, I love that shit. Oh my God. But yeah, so from that, and my parents also like had a massive CD collection. So every weekend would go to JB Hi-Fi, and then would go to City because I had a place. They get all the R&B records. So I like grew up with like this practice of like constantly looking for new music and things like that. And then when my half brother came to Australia from Uganda, he started DJing. And then from like the age of 10, I was around music, like specifically mixing. So I touched the decks when I was 10 and I would just play around on like virtual DJ, things like that. So that was really fun. And 2 years ago, I decided to kind of like turn this thing that I had for mixing, because I never really knew how to do it. So I bought a pair of decks and I just started mixing, because I was really into like making playlists and stuff, and I collect records. So I just put those playlists into practice and then started DJing, mixing and recording those mixes and posting them on SoundCloud. And then people liked it, and I was like, oh shit, no way. And then like from there, like I get offers to like house parties and things like that, and even like local community gigs. Like there's nothing but like community and big ups Ricky, because he was like the first gig I ever did, and then so essentially big up Ricky for all of this. For real, let's give him a clap. For real. But yeah, so like I started getting gigs, and here I am now. Radio, they're amazing. Again, like giving to the community, giving a space for like local artists. And I even just bought for their Smack Awards on the lineup. It's for Oxford Factory. Gigs that was very keen for that. And I don't know, like I've done some guest mixes. Jade, I just did last month, and I did the guest mix for SPVRROW. And things like that. I even got booked for Ministry of Sound in June. So that's crazy. Just being accepted for like diversity in my sound as well, because my approach to DJing isn't like what most people expect. I'm not purist or anything. I kind of just play what I want and how I feel. So it's great to be booked and shit. So yeah, I love that. But so now we're going to do a break and intermission, and I'll be playing throughout that. So yeah, feel free to talk and mingle and whatever. If you want, come to the text, talk to me, whatever. And yeah, so thank you for listening to me. Yappa yappa.
She wanna catch a vibe.
She wanna catch a vibe. She wanna spend some time into the light, into the light, into the light. She wanna catch a vibe. She wanna free her mind into the light, into the light. Face it, she don't want nothing basic. She want to touch all bases, build up relation, rev up the car and race it. Catch vibrations, oh, she won't release her mental. Touch all on her blood central. Switch on the beat and tempo. Inside of her info. No Zelle nor Venmo, oh. Just let go, oh. Just let go for me. Let go for me. Just let go. Just let go for me. Let go for me. She wanna catch a vibe. She wanna spend some time into the light, into the light. She wanna catch a vibe. She wanna free her mind into the light. over here. Chocolate metal, Aporico fascisha.
And you sorted, cause I like your sorting. That's for me, no warning. Do it how you want it. Baby, I'm not judging. Get the party popping all night. Emergency. Baby got her hands on it. She did do her thing with it. She got down, she did dance for me. Emergency. Baby girl got hands on it. She did do her thing with it. She got down, she did dance for me.
Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. In love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. In love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. When I wear it, you weigh 1,000 pounds. Girl, this night we dey go like 7 rounds. Baby girl, say you fine. Baby girl, say you fine. You are desire. Baby, now you are desire. love be like illusion. Baby, me girl, you're the shit. Spend all my money, nothing concern me. Say you want chop Italian, say you want chop Chinese. And if you open up Pandora, I go give you everything what you need. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. In love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. In love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Booty. You so fine, I wanna lick you like a lolly. This one, yeah, she dey very, very soggy. I know you like them, my thing dey solid. Booty. The booty that make my love all of a sudden. Baby girl, move up, me like Woody. I gotta go for baby girl, too savvy. When I wear this thing, you weigh 1,000 pounds. Girl, this night, they go like Segura. Baby girl, say you fine. Baby girl, say you fine. You are desire. Baby, now you are desire.
Flow nice, but I'm never autopilot. Niggas tryna get accustomed to my climate. Finest tarot card, I'm the highest. Flightless birds running like a virus. You can't ride with me, solo ride pirate. And my ego bigger than a Mack truck. Tryna act tough, you might have to cut the pants off. And give me 5 feet stat, nigga, back up. Getting way too close with that bad luck. Diamonds are the only ones I match up. And mad ones in my crew tryna pass up. I'm in my element, it's irrelevant. On a regiment, to my excellence, bitch, do not disturb. Say it once, not twice, or I pick up the nerve. I'ma say one time, better do not disturb. I'ma raise my feet, draw the fence with the spur. Make a nigga wanna hit it, better do not occur. Make a rude bitch mad, cause my eyes got the fur. And your friends pulling up, cause my M's looking up, yeah. Young, reckless, you can't test it. My game bigger, cause I'm built like Tetris. New thing, got a groove like Elvis. Going too ham, you don't touch my precious.
Please slip by with this, but you caught up in the minute. Mind your own business, mind your own. Please slip by with this, but you caught up in the minute. Mind your own business, mind your own. We don't have no reasons to be wild. Give me to be what I
Top down. Top down. Pull up with the top down. See me wrong with the top down. My niggas and your bitch. Roll up with the top down. Roll it. See me wrong with the top down. With my niggas and your bitch. You ain't got no idea. Guess I gotta teach ya. Top down through the streets here. You think she ain't on a leash here? Baby, you know what it is. Know you a sleeper, but you know they love a creeper. Don't be shy with your features. Top down. Roll with the top top down. My niggas and your bitch roll with the top down. See me roll with the top down. My niggas and your bitch roll with the top down. Roll with the top down. Tell you when he go pipe down. See me roll with the top down. Girl, you fool. Lick it up like a dog. Riding in my coupe. I'ma take you back to the shop. Never how I do. Never let the scene choose you. Never met a man since school. Couple screws loose. Fuck it cause it match my cool. Fuck it cause it match my cool. Tripping like a fool. Never let the scene choose you. Never met a man since school. Couple screws loose. Fuck it cause it match my cool. Fuck it cause it match my cool.
Let me see your body on the dance floor. Let me see your. Let me see your. Let me see your body on the dance floor. Let me see your. Let me see your. Let me see your body on the dance floor. It's easy. Let me see your. Take your time with it. Let me see your body on the dance floor. Let me see your. Don't start with it. Go hard. Let me see your body on the dance floor. When I'm with you, you ain't gotta lie to me. Just keep it true. Things you wanna do. The freaky side of you. Girl, I know I bring it out of you.
1, 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the foyer, we are commencing program in 1 minute. So if you can start making your way to your seats. I don't know if they can hear me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're in 1 minute. 1 minute. If you can make... If we can make our way back to the seats, ladies and gentlemen, you can walk back to your seat, you can groove back to your seat. It don't matter, just come back inside.
Go ahead. She bad. Go ahead. I'ma kill that thing, I'ma murk your ass.
Two, one.
Let me see your. Let me see your. Let me see your body on this dance floor.
People think I'm strong, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, except when I get mad, except when I get sad. And I got no way to hold this feeling, I'll keep it to myself. I wanna hold you deeply, but I'm getting something else. Yeah, you already know how to get to me, get to me. Told you what will make me crazy, crazy. Don't make me envious. just to make me sad. And I got no way to hold this feeling or keep it to myself. I wanna hold you deeply, but I'm getting something else. Yeah, you already know how to get to me, get to me. Told you what will make me crazy, crazy. Don't make me envious. You know I'm cruel when I see red, and I'm losing my head. You're gonna make me dangerous and push the damage to the edge. Just dance for me instead. And I don't want your games now, I just want your love. I don't want this pain, it'll make a mess of us. Don't make me
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if we can get comfortably back in our seats, the show is about to commence. If you can grab your seats. Still got more people outside. Want everybody back in. That way it's better. Or maybe some people left. Off my bad jokes. All right. Now, next up, we got some comedy for you guys. A guy that is way funnier than me. See, look, he's got a fan base. I didn't have no fan base. I had to come out here. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Esky.
Hello? Hey, how we doing, Blacktown? Yeah? Can I get a oh yeah? Wow, you guys are loud back here. That's cool. My name is Esky. I'm it's weird to call myself a comedian because expect to laugh, but yeah, I am trying to make you laugh. That's what I'm trying to do. How we feeling? We feeling good? Yeah? We're feeling good? Okay. I've got my notes here, if that's okay. Yeah, because I'm just trying out new things, seeing what works. I just want to give a big round of applause to Blacktown Arts Centre for running this big round of an open source. My parents are Asian. Yeah. Surprise, my parents are Asian. And they live in Mount Druitt. So in the middle of this Venn diagram of Asian parents and living in Mount Druitt, they love the pokies. That's what they do. I don't know if you guys have been to the RSL, filled with Filipino parents. My dad, didn't occur to me till I was much older, my dad raised me the same way he plays the pokies. If it doesn't get straight A's, he'd just slap it again. Thank you. I see you guys like domestic violence jokes. Is that a thing, guys? You're laughing? All right, you guys want more domestic? No, okay. But you know what? Speaking of domestic violence, I grew up in Mount Druitt. That's where I'm from. And I gotta say, growing up in Mount Druitt it was a struggle. And as a kid, we always wanted to survive. We always wanted to look up to the most strongest person on the block, the most successful person on the block. And that was always the drug dealer. Always the case. And I think people in Mount Druitt can understand that you want to look like the drug dealer, you want to be like the drug dealer, because they had the girls, they had the money, they had drugs, you know what I'm saying? They had it all. So I wanted to dress like a drug dealer. You know, so I saw my local drug dealer dress in a Gucci hat and a Gucci handbag. So I bought a Gucci hat and a Gucci handbag. Not realizing, you know who else wears Gucci wear? My mom. I walked down the street with my mom, wearing the same shit as her, looking like best friends. And I love my mom, I want to be her best friend. That's not the type of relationship I want with my mom. Instead of a one-for-one music video, we look like a Bee Gees music video. Instead of 1-4-2 active, 2 urgent, it was. The craziest thing is like drug dealers and Asian moms have actually a lot in common. You know, for one, they dress the same. Two, they take pride in cooking up good quality shit. And three, they beat up innocent kids. Yeah. But I like the rest of my shirt, I don't know. The crazy thing though, when my mom walks down the street wearing Gucci wear, she doesn't look like a drug dealer at all. But when I walk down the street wearing Gucci wear, I look like an Asian mom. I look like an Asian mom so much, old white guys started hitting on me. I'm kidding. Love is love. Okay, I think people know what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna expand. That's fine. Where am I? Sorry. Yeah. So I still live in Mount Druitt. That's where I still live, down the block. But I didn't achieve my dreams of being a drug dealer. No. Woo. My actual job is an alcohol and drug youth counselor. That's my actual job. Yeah. Oh, you get a round of applause. Because if I can't be a drug dealer, nobody can. And that drives me to work every day. Because fuck him, you know what I mean? But I work with these kids a lot. I do. It's part of my job to go down to schools and run presentations. Actually, this morning I came from Cobham. Does anyone know where Cobham is? Okay, you guys are not from the streets. It's a juvenile detention center. And that's where I was working this morning, and I was running presentations for kids. And I was doing this presentation, and the whole units were coming in. It was a big one. And do you guys know what Rick Astley, do you guys know what Rick Rolled is? Yes? Just want to get, are we familiar with Rick Rolled? Okay, so what Rick Rolled is, it's a bait and switch prank where your friend will send you a link like, hey, check out the new Spider-Man Batman trailer, right? And instead of the Batman Spider-Man trailer, it's Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. You guys know? You know the song? The do 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 do. If you know the words, sing along. Ain't no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do. Oh, okay. That's the song anyway. That's bait and switch. Now, kids these days are very different. They don't send Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. Do you know what they send instead? Anybody? They send pornography. And it's fucked up, right? And it's always the same porno. Within the first second of the porno, you hear this really loud lady coming very hard. It's a, oh yeah, right? So it's fucked, okay? And I know what you're thinking, yo, Esky, like, you know, who doesn't enjoy a good porno? Well, I agree. During COVID, it got me through a lot. But sometimes it's inappropriate, like when you're presenting in front of a school. So I was presenting in front of Cobham, right? Bunch of this whole school, these young people, all chilling out. They're just filing in, sitting down. And then my phone goes off. It's my friend. He says, hey, Esky, check out this new Spider-Man Batman trailer. I said, okay. So I click it. And what's the first thing I hear? Right. That's what I hear, okay? And then I quickly turn off the phone. And I look up at the sea of children. And no one says anything. Everyone's sort of still just chilling out. Except for this one kid. Right down the middle, right? He's looking at me. He's like 13 or 14. He's looking at me like this. and he looks at his friend. And this is what changed my perception of kids these days. He looks at me and he goes, "Oh yeah." Same pitch and tone like he knew the words to a porno, right? The kid next to him goes, "Oh yeah, I know that one." "Oh yeah." The kids behind them started going, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." Before you know it, like a pebble in a pond, it's just "oh yeahs" rippled throughout the whole assembly. And I'm like, fuck. Actually, it was pretty cool to see, but it was fucking very immature. And then the principal, the head whatever guy, he runs up on stage, and then he goes, "Enough with the "oh yeahs. We've already spoken about the "oh yeahs. If I hear another "oh yeah." And then he turns to me and he says, "I'm so sorry about the "oh yeahs." And I said, "Bro, you need to fix your school. This is fucked." Anyways, that's my time. Actually, no. Any questions? No questions? Because I think I have like 15 minutes, and actually, you know what? Can you give me a round of applause? That's my time. Finished. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was actually told to just tell a little bit about like the comedy and where it comes from. So yes, I've born and raised here in Mount Druitt, 2770, and before this whole comedy thing, I've only been doing it about a year or two. I've been really into my music, but I've always been a big fan of comedy. And what I wanted to do when writing stand-up was share some of the stories that, you know, that I've been through growing up. Because I just feel like, you know, through rap, sometimes it goes over people's heads, but through comedy, you sort of get an idea and a gist of what it might be like growing up in the area. And yes, it's true, I do work in a drug and alcohol counseling service, and I do all that. So I guess that's it from me. Thank you.
Oh, is this one? Mic check, yeah. Thank you, Esky. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say something real quick. So for everybody that you see up here, they may not look nervous, they may look like, you know what I mean? But they're holding it together. So whenever someone, even if you don't know them, even if it's whatever, just give it a clap, yeah? That goes a long way. It boosts up the confidence and all that type of stuff. You get what I mean? You get what I mean? Now I feel better. Let me do some comedy. Nah, it's joking. Next up, we have the lovely Jessica J.
Hey everybody, my name's Jessica Jade. I'm not that good with speaking to crowds, so I'll just wait till we start playing the song. But this first one is called You. We've been working on this version for a little bit. We're going to be doing a music video in a few weeks, so yeah, this is some good practice. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we make up. The feeling ain't right, but I know it's you, I know it's you, I know it's you. Sometimes we talk,
baby. Sometimes we make up, oh, the feeling ain't right, yeah. But I know it's you, I know it's you, I know it's you. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we fight, sometimes we won't, sometimes we might. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it sucks, and sometimes I feel like breaking a man. I stand through it all, I don't fear nothing but losing you now. I can't get enough of you, oh, can't get enough of you. Whoa, can't get enough. I don't want anyone else but you. Can't get enough of you. Whoa, can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough of you. I don't want anyone else but you. You're my addiction, my obsession, worst enemy and still my best friend. My memories, my recollection, my lie, my truth, you're my confession. I give you my soul cause I don't see anyone else for me, no. I know we're a mess at times, but there is no doubt in my mind. The light you're bringing to my life, all this love I must be blind, yeah. I give you my soul cause I don't see anyone else for me, no. I don't see anyone else. I can't get enough of you, whoa, can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough of you. I don't want anyone else but you. Can't get enough. Whoa, I can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough. I don't want anyone else but you. I don't want anyone else but you, baby. I don't want anyone else but you, baby. Now I don't want anyone else but you, baby. At times it gets hard to keep the peace, but I wouldn't give up this for anything. Whoa, at last I'm deep in your arms, covered in these sheets. Now I can't sleep without you. I don't wanna be without you, baby. No, I don't wanna be without you. I don't wanna be without you, baby. No, I don't wanna be without you, without you, without. I can't get enough of you. Whoa, can't get enough. Whoa, I can't get enough of you. I don't want anyone else but you. Can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough. Whoa, I can't get enough of you. I don't want anyone else but you. Anyone else but you, baby. I don't want anyone else but you, baby. Oh, I don't want anyone else, oh, anyone else but you. Thank you. Just gonna quickly move this out of the way. So this next one's a cover. Hope you guys like it. This one's called Talking to the Moon. I know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away. I want you back. Yeah, I want you back. My neighbors think I'm crazy, but they don't understand that you're all I have. Yeah, you're all I have. 'Cause at night when the stars light up my room, no, I sit by myself talking to the moon. Trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? Whoa. My neighbors think I'm crazy, the talk of the town. They say I've gone mad. Yeah, I've gone mad. But they don't know what I know. 'Cause when the sun comes down, someone's talking back. Yeah, they're talking back. Oh, 'cause at night when the stars light up my room, no, I sit by myself talking to the moon. Trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? Do you ever hear me calling? 'Cause every night I'm talking to the moon, still trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? Whoa. I know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away.
Thank you. Unfortunately, this is the last song. This one's called Bet. It's from my latest EP. So if you guys want to listen to that, that's on Jessica Jade. Let's go.
Another conversation, fuck going my mood. Yeah, fuck all of the fake shit, baby, that's my mood. You're telling me I'm acting different and getting sick and tired of seeing every day. 'Cause you never had faith in me, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Don't try to play with me. No, don't worry, no, don't ask about what's going on with me. Now I'm making moves but staying silent. I'm catching a wave, but I've been diving. I ain't lying. Place your bet on me. Before you miss your chance, you better place your bet on me. Final call, risk it all. Place your bet on me. 'Cause I ain't losing, I'll be betting on me. Now I'll be betting on me. I'll be betting on me. And you ain't nothing like me, you ain't even close. And you try to sell my sauce, but everybody knows, yeah. Now we ain't in the same conversation, or even in the same location. I'm saying, 'cause you never been real with me. Now so tell me what you want or what the fuck you expect from me. 'Cause you never took the chance and never rolled the dice on me. Now I'm making moves but staying silent. I'm catching a wave but I've been diving. I ain't lying. And so you better place your bet on me. Before you miss your chance, you better place your bet on me. Final call, risk it all. Place your bet on me. 'Cause I ain't losing, I'll be betting on me. Now 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 I'll be betting on me. I'll be betting on me. Now I'll be betting on me. I'll be betting on me. Place your bet on me. Before you miss a chance, you better place your bet on me. Final call, you risk it all, bet on me. 'Cause I'll be betting on me. Yeah. Place your bet on me. Before you miss your chance, you better place your bet on me. Final call, risk it all. Place your bet on me. 'Cause I ain't losing, I'll be betting on me. Now 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 I'll be betting on me. I'll be betting on me. Said I'll be betting on me. Now I'll be betting on me. Thank you.
Lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Jade. Perfect. Much better. I like it. I can hear a lot of claps. I can see we got more people coming back to the room. That's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on to our last performance of the night. This man, his last, because he's an OG. A lot of people like myself and anybody aspiring to do what he does. He's been in this game for 20 years. And I respect him a lot. Show a big hand for Lee Monro.
Bless up, thank you very much. Oh, I'll just use this one. How are we doing? Mad. All right, guys. So I like these sorts of events because big shout out to Esky, yo. That was so dope. I was fucking laughing, man. Anyway, I like these sorts of events because, you know, who here's seen a rap gig? Actually, put your hand up if you've seen a rap gig. Espa, no, you have, goddamn. Oh, safe, man, okay, yep. So you know how it's like really energetic and you don't really know what the fuck they're saying? You can hear it. All right. So there's a bit of a problem with that because, like, I know it sounds crazy, but, like, some MCs are actually saying something, believe it or not, you know what I mean? It's not just a whole bunch of gibberish and a lot of pop, 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 you know, like, yeah, Shout to 1-4. So tonight I thought I'd give a little bit of an opportunity to, I guess, first of all, show you guys, I guess, a little bit of what's lost in translation in some of the bars. A little bit of history about myself. So I've been doing it for 20 years, 20 years plus actually. I used to be signed to Sony BMG. I was one of the first solo artists to get a deal in Australia. I was really young, naive, and unfortunately what I did was I was really pressured by the industry, and I think a lot of opportunities I probably wasn't strong enough or, you know, had the capacity to be able to tackle. So fast forward, you know, I realized that, you know, hip hop and stuff was really ingrained in me, and so I thought it would be stupid to give up my gift and my ability to speak and talk to people, and so I continued with it. I guess though what happened was, first of all, my old name was Fig Kid. I stripped that. I started calling myself Lee Monro, my government name, because I want you to know that when you're hearing me rap, you're hearing me. Second of all, though, the content changed, and as much as I like to, you know, rip another MC a new arsehole every now and then, you know. Yeah, the MCs know what's going on, all right? I also wanted to use the opportunity to be able to speak to people, and after, unfortunately, running a little bit into life, you know, I've got 4 children, and alcoholism actually crept up for me at a later stage of life, and it's my family's got a history of it because my mum and their family moved here from Ireland when they were in really impressionable years, and unfortunately they got into a lot of stuff, so I actually thought I'd be able to overcome that, but it crept up later. And as a result then, I started to notice my responsibility to start to talk to people about the vices, and especially in these environments, you know, we're tested all the time with alcohol and stuff like that. So, anyway, without further ado, I'm going to take it into some tracks. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, would you like to start with the energy sort of mellow, chill? I'm going to talk through some bars and then go into a performance of each track. So we'll start, we can either start mellow, chill, and then the middle track's always going to be the middle track and then high, or do we just want to go high and then we'll kick back and chill? What do we want to do? Do you want scissors, paper, rocket? Like, yeah? Yeah, that's standard, right? Low then high? All right, mad. Okay, cool. So this first track's called Speak Less. This has actually had a little bit of a hiatus. It was probably one of the tracks that came to me the quickest. It was actually written as a bars of steel, full verse, you know, trying to, you know, rip other MCs in your arsehole. But once I actually heard the beat and started to think about the content and the delivery, it actually had a much nicer sound to it. Shout out to Espo as well, because we were able to really make it resonate with people. So a lot of people, this is their favorite track. I'm going to speak to you the first verse, just so you can, I guess, feel a little bit of the message, and then I'll perform it to you. All right? Cool? Mad. Yo, okay. Yeah, the fact is, the reason to stay active, most of these street actors make their life seem attractive. I need you to keep balance, got homies to stay adaptive, cronies from day one, more phonies have deactivated off pages, you know. Yeah, showing their habits, living fiction, a fact, they post for the reaction, stay on the straight path, I work and rest on the Sabbath, I'm not a religious man, I'm straight up not from this planet. Out the gate though I'm savage, always spoke with the truth, relationships took damage, I'm smoky up in the coop, that's a Friday reference for the homie, I'm smoky up in the coop, trying to fix what I broke, your angel dust on my brain cells, can't take back what I spoke, smoke got me locked in a brain cell, but hey well, don't let the ego destroy you, at least I'm a true core with brothers that stay loyal, I gotta take matters over, cause nobody do it for you, and even after apologies brother, I feel lawful. So that was an apology to someone that I actually burned a little bit of a bridge with as well, as far as an artist goes. And that really sort of set a bit of the tone. So the track ended up like this. It's going to be Speak Less. Magic. Yeah, all right. Let me get that up a little bit, I guess. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, okay, man. All right. It's a bit more chill. Yeah.
Yo.
You can rap with me as well, Esky, you know the words? No? Man. All right, ready? Yeah. The organs, we'll turn up a little bit more. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The fact is, reason to stay active. Most of these street actors make their life seem attractive. Need you to keep balance, got homies to stay adaptive. Cronies from day one, or phonies have deactivated of pages.
Yeah, showing they habits, living fiction of fact. They post for the reaction, stay on the straight path. I work and rest on the Sabbath. I'm not a religious man, straight up not from this planet. Out the gate though I'm savage, I always smoke with the truth. Relationships took damage, I'm smoky up in the coop. I'm trying to fix what I broke. Your angel dust on my brain cells, can't take back what I spoke. Smoke got me locked in a brain cell, but hey well, don't let the ego destroy you. At least I'm a true core where brothers will stay loyal. I gotta take matters over cause nobody do it for you. Even after apologies, brother, will feel awful cause yo, my mental had to be reset. I'm a responsibility even though it was depressed. Took me a small break, your quarters out for the recess. Only winning and learning cause losing I don't regret, I regress. You call it Miami defense, lay you out like a t-shirt. Hit your front with the heat press. Wish these cats would just do more, preferably why they speak less. Actions louder than words, yo. Even the crowd speechless. Yo, patent and thoughts sporadic. No false statements, I only speak on the factual. Trust when I say to stay on my lane, it's a move tactical. Weight on my back is heavy and straight up snapping the clavicle. So real, you feel it because it's tangible. Levels of light years ahead, unfathomable. Still not ahead of myself though, this gradual. Built to the top steady, defeating me unimaginable. Unicorn of the game, black sheep of my city. Uniform of a champion, only a few with me. Now speak to me when you need something. Fuck it, you do shit me. That's Bobby taking and taking, leaving the fan Whitney. Dead in the top, breathless, step to the most skilled with it. Cup is half full, blood, sweat, tears that are filling it. You wanna give a fuck if a rap critic ain't feeling it. Live on a day by day on my own fate, what I'm dealing with, yo. My mental had to be reset. I'm a responsibility even though it was depressed. Took me a small break, your quarters out for the recess. Only winning and learning cause losing I don't regret, I regress. You call it Miami defense, lay you out like a t-shirt. Hit your front with the heat press. Wish these cats would just do more, preferably why they speak less. Actions louder than words, yo. Even the crowd speaks. Just say you relate either. I'm penning a different thesis. Get cryogenic can freeze me, come back with that raw ether. You're lethal with Max strapped to my side. Man, he is sleep. But okay if you haven't heard, but your family haven't either. Jesus, you call it a resurrection. There's levels to what I do, DiCaprio with Inception. I'm not draped in green, I'm a team played for correction. And you repass from the past, stay happy on disconnection. Manage that channel when thoughts were once hopeless. Started hitting the bottle, thought my family wouldn't notice. Came apart at the seams, I started to lose focus. That poison deep in my veins, kick-started the magnum opus. Started to crack dope shit, wide awake in reality. Burned me a few bridges and trolls under still mad at me. Gatekeepers, picking off one by one cause it had to be done from the jump. Trust me, I'm busting them up gradually. My mental had to be reset. I'm a responsibility even though it was depressed. Took me a small break, your card is out for the recess. Only winning and learning cause losing I don't regret, I regress. You call it Miami defense, lay you out like a t-shirt. Hit your front with the heat press. Wish these cats would just do more, preferably why they speak less. Actions louder than words, you're leaving the crowd speechless.
Mental had to reset. Hey, even though I was
Thank you very much. And then it just like rides out, you get to listen to the end of the track and you know, Miami defense. Hit your front with the heat press. Anyway, yeah. You're a legend, thank you so much. Shout out to the DJ, man. Bosco in the house. Okay, so this one here is just a fun boom bap track, you know what I mean? But hey, had to have a message to it, alright? So, this one here, I actually wrote to another track. My writing at the moment is a lot, you know, more content driven. I sit at home, sort of look at things around me and whatnot. There's always sort of a little bit of a message, I guess, of, you know, alcohol and I guess, you know, I hate to say this sort of shit when there's a bar out there and like people are trying to make money. It's the worst when I'm doing actual venues. Yeah, you know. I'm supposed to hit a bar quota, but I'm telling everyone not to drink. It's sort of counterproductive. Anyway, so this one's called prayer hand emoji, and it's not going to come up on the thing like that. But what we'll do is we'll do that one first, and then I'll explain it, just so we keep the music sort of popping. Yeah, cool. All right, man. All right, so it's called Leeward Beast. Yeah, man. Big shout out to Beast Mode, aka DJ Samurai, absolute legend in the game, and he produced this for me, probably a little too easily. So yeah, we'll do that. Mad? Mad. So pay attention. So pay attention. So pay attention. Yeah. You gotta forgive me for my past, and if you're real, would you please give me a pass? Cause Heaven's Gate got me feeling real nervous, trying to be the best I can while I figure out my purpose. Hey yo, so God forgive me for my past, and if you're real, would you please give me a pass? Cause Heaven's Gate got me feeling real nervous, trying to be the best I can while I figure out my purpose. You let me open up the verse, my confession. I haven't been to church for a minute, got me stressing. I talk to God regular, we got a great connection, but these people got me questioning my motive and direction. I focus on my currency, and currently that's time. Lately making money that's been weighing on my mind. Hey yo, cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the dollars, what they telling me. You're selling me they dream, but it's not real. Yeah, who the fuck the world ended to? I checked the way they got me chasing checks, so let me tell you, the shackles got me backwards, counting cents whenever rents due. Distracted by the internet, I still neglect my mental. Even when depression had me thinking about deletion, the alcohol was creeping, man, this history repeating. Break the cycle of my family, I'm tired of hardly eating, so I roll my sleeves up and get to work. I'm never sleeping, cause you gotta forgive me for my past, and if you're real, would you please give me a pass? Cause Heaven's Gate got me feeling real nervous, trying to be the best I can while I figure out my purpose. Yeah, so God forgive me for my past, and if you're real, would you please give me a pass? Cause Heaven's Gate got me feeling real nervous, trying to be the best I can while I figure out my purpose. So tell me what I gotta do up in this lifetime. You play the field or just sit up on the sideline. Got my eyes shut to the homies doing like crime. Others locked up for the heavy doing lifetime. Do or throw the ones doing it tough. A lifeline, heard my voice enough, trying to get him out the rut. Trying to give my boy perspective, he giving me the side eye. Swear to God the system that we living in corrupt. So tell me what to do, got him here, got my kids. Try to help them grow so they never feel the pain. The only way I know is to beat through heavy shit, and truthfully I'll probably have to go through that again. So before I die, God forgive me for my sins. I'm praying every day that I make it through the rain. Continue life with pride, living life like it was lit. For everything I did, yo, I shouldn't be ashamed is what I'm saying. Cause God forgive me for my past, and if you're real, would you please give me a pass? Cause Heaven's Gate got me feeling real nervous, trying to be the best I can while I figure out my purpose. Hey yo, so God forgive me for my past, and if you're real, would you please give me a pass? Cause Heaven's Gate got me feeling real nervous, trying to be the best I can while I figure out my purpose. Yeah. Bye. Thank you. Alright. So pay attention. Yeah, mad. So I guess the one verse for that one, yeah, we'll cut it now, thank you. The one verse for that one was definitely the second one, where I was, I guess, a little bit more sort of retrospective and probably asking a question, right? So what I gotta do up in this lifetime? You play the field or just sit up on the sideline? I got my eyes shut to the homies doing like crime, others locked up for the heavy doing lifetime. Do I throw the ones doing it tough a lifeline? Heard my voice enough, trying to get him out the rut. Trying to give my boy perspective, he giving me the side eye. Swear to God the system that we live in corrupt. So tell me what to do, got him here to got my kids. Try to help them grow so they never feel the pain. The only way I know is I went through heavy shit, and truthfully I'll probably have to go through that again. So before I die, God forgive me for the sins. I'm praying every day that I make it through the rain. Continue shining bright, living life like it was lit. For everything I did, yo, I shouldn't be ashamed, is what I'm saying. Mad. Guys, thanks very much. Like, as MCs as well, we don't get heaps of opportunities to do this sort of stuff. This is really dope. Shout out to Blacktown Arts as well, and Esky and Ricky for putting this stuff on. Shout out to sound, and like, it's really important, and the fact that you guys are all here and engaged and locked in, it's really special, so I really appreciate it. Okay, so the last one is pretty energetic. One thing that I do a lot is youth work, right? And when I'm doing youth work, I think that the youth are really vulnerable. They're pumped with, obviously, I don't want to sound like a preacher, but a lot of distractions, alcohol, drugs are a massive thing. Ice was crazy. Like, I'm 40, so when I saw Ice come into the game, like, heroin was around when I was coming up, and I grew up in Bankstown, like Liverpool, and heroin was sort of, I'm going to sound bad, right? It was sort of okay, because, like, if you're out, you're out. I know it sounds fucked, eh? But like, you're sort of like, you were KO'd, you were a zombie. So, like, you weren't really,
yeah, I don't know how to explain it. But when Ice came on, it was so cheap and like, you know, these kids were smoking it at fucking parties and just to get a buzz. And like, I even work with a lot of, you know, musical people that used it to be really productive, you know. And so those vulnerabilities, I guess, make them really unaware of how they're supposed to navigate the music scene these days. And the music scene is really actually full of like crazy opportunities, but there's, I guess, you know, a lot working against us as artists, you know what I mean? You know, from, you know, these streaming companies, these playlist guys and stuff like that. So this last one, I guess, is a little bit of a cheeky one, you know, against that sort of stuff. So I don't know if maybe I'll like talk it to you after, but we'll just get into it. Now, usually when I perform this, it's a little bit faster and energetic, I guess. So I'd usually crack up my Ventolin, give it a shake. Hold it for a second, that good shit, and then I'll let it go, you know? But because I haven't been jumping around, I should be able to nail it, all right? So we'll get into that one there. So that one's called Church. Yeah, man. All right, ready? Yeah! All right, let's go. Shout to Hazy on the beat. Where's the ill-equipped? Try and catch a bars if you can. Yeah. Let's get to the basics. You call it complacent. I'm in between places and mind states, but most of them vacant. You try to be one of the greatest, but all that they do is forever debated. You got me your levels of gas in that tap, and then fucking your rapping is gonna be deflated. You tell me what the definition of making it straight. You paid at the anus, a spot up fuck your raters, telling you latest and straight up debating this. Nobody here even his greatest hits. Somebody is selling a playlist. Talk about doing some shady shit. The only ones getting the paycheck, cutting percentages out of their pocket and taking it. The sacredness, you fucking creators. They continue to rape us. Take up some idiots up in this bitch, and I'm here to get back to the scene to debate. It's only a one. Told me a woman to drop a gem on you, bro. Check what it's laced with. Two of the greatness. Hammer or thought of this freak in the end and be tempted to take it. Yeah, church. Yeah. La 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 la. La 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 la. Yeah. Oh man, yo. La 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 la. La. Click back. Jokes. The fuckers are taking it literal. It's one when it comes to a handout, bro. Swear I got given the minimal. People are trivial. Yeah. Got nothing to say in the interval. You shell of a person and look in the shadows of Mercury. Speaking that lyrical, finicky fuckers are nothing but lovers, undercovers, bunch of brothers, giving each other rubber tuckers, sucking each other but loving cause I can't judge. I never been one to discriminate. I never been one to intimidate. But fuck it to stand strong with the flame of a tongue and the hit to incinerate, to demonstrate. Got hazy to cook me, get heated to fucking obliterate. Big nothing the chicken is child is fucking Ojana, bitch up in your dinner plate. I have you stuttering, mumbling something I must will have to reiterate. A hit for the family mapping a gun and you fuckers are planning the dinner. They had to innovate. Been doing this song and I'm not and it's looking to penetrate. I get the respect for the written, giving it, living it, looking to elevate. I generate couple of million streams, only way people will celebrate. I'm in it for life than a minute and beat it with me with the others to imitate. I disintegrate. Anyone looking to step to me, brother, I bite back. Daffy Duck shooting the beat to the back of your skull, I'm throwing the fight back. Staying on the talk of you offered and honor to offer the mic back. If you're looking to hold it down properly, choppily, shot it, cause proper with nightcaps. Yeah. La 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 la. Hey. La 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 la. La 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 la. Yeah. Quick back. Jokes. Alright, bad. I guess I'll talk that one real quick and then we'll wrap it. You happy with that? Did you catch all the bars? Did you? Fuck, you guys are good. Yeah, caught some of them. Alright, I'll try and remember the, cause you know, I'm in autopilot mode sometimes as well when I do that shit, so it's just, you know, whatever. Anyway, so, let's get to the basics. You call it complacent. I'm in between places of mind states, but most of them vacant. I try to be one of the greatest, but all that to do is forever debated. You got me in levels of gas and that tap and that fuck it, your rapping has got me deflated. You tell me what the definition of making it. Australia paid out the anus of Spotify curators telling you latest. I'm straight up debating this. Nobody here even as greatest hits. Somebody is selling the playlist, talking about doing some shady shit. The only ones getting the paychecks, cutting percentages out of their pocket and taking it. the sacredness. Fuck the creatives. They continue to rape us, take us for idiots up in this bitch. I'm here to get back to the scene that have made us. Army of one, atomic, a drop, a gem when you project what it's laced with tools for the greatness. Hammer a thought of destroying and the enemy tempted to take it. Yeah, right? So click clack, jokes. There are no guns. I'm not really about guns. It's all figurative, right? No violence. Click clack, jokes. But fuckers are taking it literal. This one when it comes to a handout, bro, I swear dog, I'll give them the minimal. People are trivial. Got nothing to say in the interval. A shell of a person, I'm lurking in shadows. The mercury is speaking, the lyrical, finicky fuckers are nothing but lovers, undercovers, bunch of brothers giving each other rub and tuggers, sucking each other and loving it, huh? Cuz I can't judge. I've never been one to discriminate. I've never been one to intimidate. The fucker to stand strong with a flame of a tongue, and I'm here to incinerate. To demonstrate, got hazy to cook me a heater to fucking obliterate. Leave nothing but chicken, it's charred. It's fucking Eljana, bitch, up on your dinner plate. Have you stuttering, mumbling something? How much do I have to reiterate? I'm here for the family, mapping and gunning these fuckers out, planning a dinner date. How do I innovate? Been doing this song, I'm not just looking to penetrate. I get the respect for the written, I'm giving it, living it, looking to elevate. You generate a couple of million streams, only way people will celebrate. I'm in it for life, not a minute, and been doing me where the others just imitate. I disintegrate. Anyone looking to step to me, brother, I'll bite back. Daffy Duck shooting the beak to the back of your skull. Elmer Fudd when I fight back. Yeah, that's a good one, eh? I thought it was fucking hectic. Everyone misses it. Oh. And this one here, I stay on the topic. You're off it and constantly on it. I offer the mic back. If you're looking to hold it down properly, choppily, shoddy cocked off from the nightcaps. Rah! Hey, this is so much fun. Big shout out to all of yous. I really appreciate yous. Please follow me on Instagram. Get your phones out at LEEMONRO. I'm here to absolutely take every advantage I can. I'm selling CDs out the trunk of my car for $20 a pop. That tracks and these tracks are on there. All right? You can buy a fucking hoodie off me at leemonroe.com.au. Thank you very much, and I'll see yous later.
All right, that brings us to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. So I just want to ask one thing. If you perform today, can I get you to stand up? If you perform, just stand up. Just stand up. Why are you guys scared? You're just on stage. Why are you scared? Ladies and gentlemen, everybody that you see here, give them a big round of applause. These are the hometown heroes. You're going to hear each and every name that is out here pushing their talents, whatever they're about to do. And with your support, we can go so far. All right? So thank you so much, guys. You can sit down. Yeah, you can sit down. Thank you so much. All right, that brings us to the end of the show. There's not really an outro. Like, and just have a good day. Get home safe. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I don't know. Like, all right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Connect. I'd like to thank Blacktown Arts. I'd like to thank Open Source for curating such an amazing show. It was intimate. I've never done anything like this. That's why I'm stuttering. I'm nervous. Like I've been telling you since the start. But yeah, thank you guys. You all look lovely tonight. Get home safe. Bow. Cue music.
I hop on the decks here. Just keep it chill. I don't know when we have to be out here, but I'll just play something just a little bit, okay?
Play some no intent.
Sugar cane, something with sweet like sugar cane. Sugar cane, something with sweet as sugar cane.
See me see Bobo, Bobo we no get in trouble, Bobo we no get wahala, Bobo we make me this smile. Oh, see me see Biggie, Bobo one time for my matter, Bobo we they give me goosebumps. Baby I say make it cool down. Yeah. You are in me, I see you are. Come be my melody, I'll be your harmony. You are in me, I see you are. Come be my melody, I'll be your harmony. Yeah. Baby boy, you they blow me away. So mommy, baby, just some balaja. You light up my world like the 4th of July. Now you where they bust up my July. Oh yeah, oh my God, you want to call only mundo me do. Know that I'm down for whatever. So baby, come give me some sugar. Sugar cane, something is sweet like sugar cane. Sugar cane, something is sweet like sugar cane. Sugar cane, something is sweet like sugar cane. Sugar cane, something is sweet like sugar cane.
My loyalty to my options, I'ma stay free. Granddaddy used to pick cotton. I don't pull up, I crash land on my march. And bitches in news while they man watching Martin. Had to get my glow up from the darkness. I got spot a novice, you look harmless. Twist the person like a pinky promise. Had a lot of haters when I started. Funny how they come around regardless. Ooh, ooh. I roll like ties up under me. Ooh. I got a fire up under me. Ooh. They burn for money, that bitches know. Don't get too big for your bridges, though. I hit the licks and I pivot. I got a bitch independent, yeah. Ooh. That I have not seen in a minute. She need a visa to visit, yeah. Cause I'm tight, blessed. Get her on flight, get her on site. Cut her off flights. Fuck me, cook me, jolly off rice. Cause I'm tight, blessed. Get her on flight, get her on site. Cut her off flights. Fuck me, cook me, jolly off rice. I'm really just seeing my nigga. You really not seeing me, nigga. Maybe on Easter and Christmas. Maybe you reap what you sow from the seed that you spitting. Still you can't keep my attention. I don't wanna waste no more of my patience. Playing them same old games. What the hell we doing today? Only get sleep on the plane. Feel like foreign exchange.
Ẹgbà mi, ọmọ Nàìjíríà fẹ́ fìdí pa mi. Nígbà mi, tí bá ṣe style ìdí máa ní. Láàbàbà, ìdí òro, ìdí abájọ, ìdí awẹ́wẹ́, ìdí gan lébè, ìdí mú. Lédi ìjọta nídìí òfò. Ẹni sùn, má lọ tẹ̀dí gbàgbé níbù. O bébì, má ṣàgbórí dúró yọ̀dí fún. Wọ́n ti sẹ́tù ẹ̀, àbúrò ibẹ̀ ti sẹ́tù ẹ̀, Samulari ti sẹ́tù ẹ̀, Badosne ti sẹ́tù ẹ̀. Ìsàlàyé, nínú ayé, ayé tí yàtọ̀ sáyé, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ àríjàyé. Nínú ayé tún jẹjọ́ ayé, ṣẹ̀rọ̀jú ayé, múra ayé, musafa ayé. Filia la puta, baby girl you are puta. Imagine lálẹ́ àná. Vexi fi benzo gbèrú ká lọ. Ṣó ti mú gbóyó ni olóṣooṣe máa lóyún fún mi what can fa? Ṣó ti mú cocaine abokàn ní kàtà? Tágbó yẹn bá dọ̀ ìwọ play náírà má lè o mascataṣa. Àwa no manners 0 bet 1,000 trousers. Ṣó mọ MD ìyẹn mi ìkojú Malian dance. Ṣorí MVG má sọ tán àwa Nobel gang. Kó rẹ̀ hello. Àmọ́ra wa. Ó fẹ́ máa magnet àmọ́ra wa. Má lọ wá. Ó wà nílẹ̀ o. Má lọ wá. Filia la puta, baby girl you are puta. Calaboca, baby girl you are puta. Filia la puta, baby girl you are puta. Calaboca, baby girl you are puta.